Hi everyone and welcome to Shadow Gaming. This is my first tutorial video and this is going to be how to create a FiveM server on GTA PC. So the first thing you're going to want to do is check that you've got the correct version of GTA installed. I had this issue when I was first learning. Only a couple of weeks ago. This is all new to me too, but I have managed to get a server working. So first problem I came up with, I had Enhanced installed. I found out Enhanced don't work. You've got to have Legacy installed for FiveM to work. So just check that you've got the right version of GTA first, so then you don't run into issues later. Second thing you don't want to do is download the FiveM client. I've already got that installed, so I'm going to skip that bit. But once you've installed it, just open it, let it run, and then exit it, and then wait until you're ready to do a server. All links will be in description. I've also put a few other things what will be recommended to get, such as Hide SQL and Visual Studio Code, which is for Lua. So right, let's begin. So once you've checked you've got the right GTA installed and you've got your FiveM client installed, you're going to want to be able to get the server files for TXadmin and FX server. So for that you want to go to create your own server and follow it through. If not, I will be providing the direct link, which is this. So once you've gone through all these steps, you come to this and you want to download the latest recommended. So then it'll download a zip file. Once you've downloaded that zip file, you want to create a folder on your desktop or wherever you want to be saving your files to organize it for your server. So this is mine, Shadow Gaming RP. Once you've made that folder within it, you want to make another folder called server. And once you've made that server folder, the zip file you've just downloaded, you want to extract all the files in there into the new folders you've just created. So into that server folder. So that does take a bit of time. So while that's running and while they're transferring, we'll be doing the next step. So far we've got Legacy, we've got the FiveM client, we've now got the server files. The next thing, if you're going to be running your server from your own laptop or your PC, you're going to need this, which is called XAMPP. I do recommend that you all look into port forwarding too, because if you've not port forwarded yet, you are going to need to port forward. So I'll give you a little brief in this video, but you will need to look elsewhere to get a full port forwarding set up because it's different for every network. So let's just go ahead and download XAMPP. So just remember, this is just for those who's not got a hosting website, etc., and we're going to be running it from home. So we'll get rid of XAMPP. So Heidi, this link will be provided too. This is going to be the database for you to be able to access your SQL files. I've already got that installed, so I'm going to skip that, but this is a definitely recommended app from a beginner like myself because I've been able to learn it quite easy. The other thing is Visual Studio Code. I'll provide this link too. This allows you to be able to edit the Lua files a lot easier because it understands the Lua language. So after this is installed, just let that bit finish, then I can close this off. So while we're waiting for that, I'll just be showing you a little bit on the port forwarding. So you want to go to your advanced firewall, but you need to make sure it says advanced security. And you're going to want to go on to inbound rules, and you need to create 2 inbound rules and then 2 outbound. So let me just find mine. So I set them up as FiveM server, so just let me find them. Struggling to find them. definitely made them. If not, I'll be able to show you how to do them. There we go. So, FiveM, it doesn't matter what you name them, but what you want to do is you want to create a new rule, you want to go to port, you want to go next, and you're going to want to do this for both TCP and UDP. So, first one to TCP, and in ports you want to go 30120. You want to click next, allow the connection, have all them checked, and then you want to call it whatever. So as you saw for me, I put 5M. This is a TCP one, so I'm putting TCP, and then I put the port in brackets. You don't need to name it that, that's just my way for LCD. But once you've named it, you want to click finish, and then it'll create this. So as you can see, I've done TCP and UDP. And then you want to do the exact same for the outbound rules as well. This will allow your port forwarding to run from your own PC. So let me find the FiveM again. I don't know, I keep missing these. It's at top. So there, as you can see, TCP, UDP. And then after that, you want to do your port forwarding on your network, which for me, I do 192.168.0.1, and it'll take you to your router settings. I'm with Sky. Like I said, I'm not going to do that in this video, so you will need to look the port forwarding up. But all you basically do is what I did in the advanced firewall, you want to replicate that onto your router. So right, now all of them are installed. The last step we're going to need to do now is the XAMPP. So the server files have transferred too, so let me come off of that. Right, let's install XAMPP. So for this bit, guys, make sure you read this. When you put in programs files, I did have issues originally when I put it in there. Make sure all of them are checked. So I wouldn't recommend putting it where it's default. That's why I've created a folder there. You want to find a folder on your desktop ideally, or wherever you're going to put it, if it's in your documents, whatever, but just don't put it in the program files because it will cause issues. Well, I don't know if it will for you, but it did for me. So yeah, so you want to install XAMPP. So I'm installing that to that file there. As you can see, it's already putting things in. So while that's running, we've got the server files, we've got XAMPP, I've shown you Heidi, we've got visual code. I'll just be showing you visual code, a little example. So when you load your Lua files, they'll come into here and you'll be able to edit your script here. It's a lot easier than using Notepad, etc., because with Notepad it won't show you if you've done an error. This will tell you whether there's an error in script, etc. It is free, you don't have to pay for it, and I've found it very beneficial while I've been learning. Right guys, so this is nearly installed. Just before I forget as well, if you get any prompts what come up while this is installing, like a CMD prompt which looks like this, if alt like this comes up during installation, do not close it. With my OCD, when I first ever installed it, it came up with a CMD and I closed it off and it messed up the installation. So yeah, if alt pops up, I think this is actually doing it now. Yeah, but don't close it off, it'll close itself, and just leave it to run its course. If you're like me and you like to click stuff and just get bored, I recommend walking away from your PC or laptop while you let it install. So yeah, once it's installed, you want to open it up. This is where the magic happens. So you want to click start on Apache, click yes. You want to click start on MySQL, click allow. And then what you want to do is you want to open your server folder and you want to scroll down to FX admin or FX server. Yeah, FX server, sorry. You want to open that up and let it run. This will only run if you've got XAMPP open. So just let it run, and then it should bring TXadmin up on your internet browser. Click link account, and this is where you want to log into your file. You want to authorize it, and then it'll ask you to create a backup password. And then you want to run its course, so put the server what you want your server to be called. So I'm calling mine Shadow Gaming RP. You want to click next. So this is where you need to decide what kind of server you want. So I've tested all of these. QB is one what's got a lot installed already, like police jobs, ambulance jobs, gangs, firemen, housing. It's got currency. It has a lot installed, but I've found it is a lot harder to edit when you're a beginner such as myself. I have managed to get some plugins done. It's not impossible, but it is a lot harder. Legacy, it's basically the older version before QB came out, and a lot more plugins are compatible with it. However, if you want to be able to learn from the beginning and make your own scripts from scratch and learn the code as well as actually be able to create a server from scratch, I recommend using the default. It's a lot easier to edit, you can add more custom scripts. So for this tutorial, just for the sake of making one, I'm going to just use the basic one. Don't change the path because it'll automatically be assigned to where you've opened. So you click save and go to recipe deployer. This will not work if you haven't got XAMPP or a hosting site, like I said. So most of you might encounter a problem here that when you click next, this will not come up. For your license key, you've got to go to your key master. I'm going to pause the video a second just while I do mine. There's sensitive information on this, so I'm going to hide that, but just so that you know how to do it, you click on new server, you just type in a display name. I don't know if it needs to match the one in your FiveM, but just for my sakes, I put my exact username, so I put my username what's up here in here. Once you've done that, it'll give you a key. So once you've got the key, you want to put that into the TXadmin, and you'll put it in here. So I'm just going to go do that now and then be right back with you. So guys, once you've put in your server key and you've run recipe, it'll come up like this. So like I said, some of you might have encountered problems here. If you have encountered problems, check that you've got XAMPP running, and also check that you've got your TXadmin running still. You will require them open while this is happening. So yeah, if you've managed to make it work, you want to scroll down here. Let's change the name because you don't want that in, and also the project name. And then here you can put whatever you want. This will be a server description, so I'm going to put Shadow Gaming private server, because this is not going to be local for everybody to join. This is for me and my streams. Then you want to scroll down and so everything's in order, guys. So then you want to click save and run server. Right, now that has worked, we should be ready to go. Let's load FiveM and check. So there is ways to get your logo added. It's pretty simple. I will do more videos on how to set up servers if this video's been good enough for people. Please no haters, I said it is my first ever tutorial video. I've never done one before. But yeah, so here we go. When you've loaded FiveM, you want to go to here and connect to your LAN. And as you can see here, it says Shadow Gaming RP. So I'm just going to go ahead and restart because I've loaded a different server recently, which means that the FiveM will load it to that one. So all you do is just click yeah to reload. Just let it do its thing. This is where I'm tempted to click normally, but I'm not going to do that. We should now be able to join our FiveM server. Like I said, this is just a basic one. If you've done the QB, it's the exact same as what we've just done. The QB will already have things installed for you, so you can just play around, have a bit of fun. If you actually want to learn the coding and how to actually do all this stuff, then I recommend obviously doing a standalone. So as you can see guys, we're loading in. So the server's definitely online, it's working. And just so you all know guys, I've literally been doing this 1 or 2 weeks max. I'd probably say it's under 2 weeks, definitely. And I've got no previous experience with Lua, no previous experience with like FiveM servers. I have got to be honest, I've got a little bit of experience with Minecraft servers, which helped me with the port forwarding side of things, but as for the actual scripts FiveM, I'm completely new to it all, and I'm not a big coder out like that, and it is pretty much easy to learn yourself. You just gotta have the right support and know where to look. Yeah, as you can see guys, we're in, characters moving, got a full map. Because I went with standalone, I've got no buildings or anything installed on this one, but if you did the QB, what I showed you, then you'd have like a police station here somewhere, round about here. You'd have an apartments, because on the QB you've got a few apartments and jobs like I said, and you've got money. But yeah, this is pretty much how to set up a server. It's been my first ever tutorial. I hope it's not been too bad. I do appreciate feedback, so in the comments if you can tell me what future videos you'd like to see, or perhaps if you do want to see me again, or what content to do, what feedback on my videos, whether I've been loud enough or whether to slow down, etc. I don't know, it's my first video, so I need feedback to know on how to do on the next video. So yeah, Shadow Gaming, thanks for watching everyone, and hope this is out. Take care.